This is the newsroom on CNN Philippines. Tonight, a Bicol town mayor on the defense after police tagged him as the mastermind in the murder of a party-list congressman. Told regulators speak up on issues from exclusive use of exits to increase in fees. And one organization puts rumors to rest. The Miss Universe franchise is not changing hands. Hello and welcome. I'm Ruth Cabal. Thanks for joining us. It was, after all, political. Police conclude the killing of AKO-BICOL Party-list Representative Rodel Batocabe and his security escort was election-related. They say a political rival of the lawmaker was behind his assassination. Our George Cahiles tells us more.
After more than a week of investigation, authorities have discovered that Mayor Carlwyn Baldo of Daraga, Albay was behind the killing of AKO-BICOL Party-list Representative Rodel Batocabe and his police escort. 6 other suspects were identified: Christopher Naval, a trusted security aide of the mayor; Henry Yuson, the gunman; Rolando Arimado, a lookout and backup gunman; Emmanuel Roselio, and Jaywin Babor, drivers of the 2 getaway motorcycles; and Danilo Muelia, buyer of the guns used in the crime. Police say all 6 are former soldiers, members of paramilitary groups and rebels, and in the confidential payroll of Baldo's office.
Based on revelations, ito pa lang ang nakukuha natin, not unless na meron pang iba or meron pang mas iba na tataas pa kay Mayor. That's why this case, we consider it as solved but not closed.
We have nothing to say, but thank you very much to the men and women of PNP. I am convinced that he could be the mastermind. But of course, we want to see this all the way up until conviction.
The breakthrough in the investigation came when a witness, a certain Emmanuel Judavar, turned himself in. He has given the police information about the daring daylight assassination of Batocabe during a gift-giving program in Daraga last December 22. Judavar was part of the initial planning of the crime, but backed out because of disagreement on the payoff. There are no other details except that Baldo supposedly promised 5 million pesos if the group pulled off the plan. Judavar's story was confirmed by Baldo's security aide Naval, who surrendered to the police on December 30. Authorities say the assassination plot on Batocabe began as early as August 2018, when the lawmaker announced his intention to challenge Baldo for Daraga Mayor in the 2019 midterm elections.
We said that it's politically motivated, so lumalabas dito, talagang ito ay ang nagbayad sa kanila is the mayor, Mayor Baldo.
Nag-judge at nag-corroborate naman yung testimony nitong si Emmanuel Judavar. And the second suspect na sumurrender, si Christopher Naval.
All suspects are facing double murder and multiple frustrated murder charges. Baldo has not yet given a statement on the results of the investigation. He stayed home and did not show up in his office today.
Sa kanina po, pagkatapos ng meeting, nandun siya sa residence niya.
PNP Chief Oscar Albayalde has cancelled Baldo's firearms licenses, requested the Interior Department to revoke the mayor's deputation over the police, and asked the Justice Department to issue a lookout order for the suspects. So far, only Naval and Roselio are in police custody. George Cahiles, CNN Philippines.
Daraga Town Mayor Carlwyn Baldo breaking his silence on the allegation that he was behind Congressman Batocabe's killing. Here's part of a statement he read before the media this evening.
I assert my innocence. Let us not forget that while I'm being used as convenient scapegoat, those who are truly responsible for the crime remain free and blameless. I am an easy target, but that does not make me guilty of the crime. I am already being persecuted in the courts of public opinion. I am a public servant at ang gusto ko lang naman po ay magsilbi.
A House leader accuses Budget Secretary Benjamin Jokno of favoring the construction company run by his daughter's parents-in-law for flood control projects in the Bicol region. At a hearing today over alleged irregularities in the 2019 national budget, House Majority Leader Rolando Andaya presented documents which he believes prove Jokno's favoritism for RMR construction. Andaya says a check of RMR's business papers showed its biggest stockholder is Kasiguran Mayor Edwin Hamor, whose stepson, Romeo Sikat Jr., is the husband of Jokno's daughter. The lawmaker says Jokno allocated 385 million pesos for flood control projects in Sorsogon Province's Kasiguran Municipality under the proposed national budget. Andaya questions this budget for the Hamor's bailiwick since studies show it's not flood-prone.
May problema ang DBM sa budget allocation nila for 2019. Zero budget for flood control in Matnog, but a whopping 385 million allocated for Kasiguran.
Andaya also says RMR is using other companies, including City Leoncio Construction and Trading, to bag major infrastructure projects. He says it's not just City Leoncio which allegedly acted as a front for RMR, but other contractors in the Bicol region as well.
Moro-moro lang daw ang nangyayari sa bidding. Ang trabaho talaga ng AAA contractors, makuha ang kontrata at ipahiram ang lisensya sa totoong gagawa ng proyekto. Sa ating kaso ngayon, lumalabas ng City Leoncio ang nanalo sa project, pero ang totoong may-ari ng proyekto ay ang RMR Construction.
Secretary Benjamin Jokno is out of the country. CNN Philippines is trying to reach him for comment. But Jokno has previously maintained his integrity and denied having a hand in projects in his in-laws' bailiwick. We've also reached out to Kasiguran Mayor Edwin Hamor, but his office has yet to release a statement. Following allegations of the supposed favor given by Budget Secretary Benjamin Jokno to City Leoncio, we looked into the projects awarded to the construction firm. CNN Philippines found out the company bagged around 14 billion pesos worth of public works projects in the past 3 years alone. Our Caroline Bonquin filed this special report.
When completed and functional, this structure will control water overflow in flood-prone Estero de la Rina in Tondo, Manila. The project cost over 46 million pesos. The contractor, a joint venture of City Leoncio Construction and Trading and another company in 2018. City Leoncio has this and other big government infrastructure projects. CNN Philippines compiled City Leoncio's projects from the Public Works Department from 2016 to 2018. In the past 3 years, the group bagged 289 contracts in 13 regions worth almost 14 billion pesos. Of this amount, 10 billion pesos went to 208 projects under the Duterte administration carried out as a solo contractor or in a joint venture. The remaining 3 billion pesos were awarded in the first half of 2016 before Benjamin Jokno became budget secretary. Majority of its projects, flood control, roads, classrooms, and bridges. House Majority Leader Rolando Andaya said City Leoncio is a favored contractor because the owner is linked to Jokno's in-laws. City Leoncio's biggest project, a national road in Bicol region worth 281 million pesos. This is in partnership with RMR Construction, owned by the sister of Jokno's son-in-law. City Leoncio and RMR bagged 605.6 million pesos worth of projects in 2018 alone. City Leoncio has denied links to Jokno and said it was never a shady company.
Like any other business, nagsimula naman sa maliit, no? Tapos eventually, lumaki naman ng si Leoncio, not necessarily for any connection at all sa politika, but usual business, good business practice lang. You know?
Asked about this, DPWH said Jokno did not have a hand in awarding any project.
Independent agency, ang nagpapabid is DPWH eh. Walang say ang DBM kung kanino may award. Ang may say doon, yung Bids and Awards Committee.
Public Works Assistant Secretary Antonio Molano says getting billions in contracts doesn't mean gaining undue favor. The government body in charge of procurement reform says the procurement law has no limits in the number of projects a government bidder can take as long as the bidder meets legal and technical requirements.
Our procurement law works around the concept of competition. However, we do have what we call the net financing contracting capacity requirement. So for as long as the bidder is able to comply with 100% of the NFCC, equivalent to 100% of the approved budget for the contract as its NFCC for the bidder, then it qualifies.
For the DPWH, a bidder is assessed based on completion of previous projects and amount of current ones.
Hindi mo dun masusukat kasi kung capable naman siya, he can deliver the required project on time. Yun ang mas importante.
As of September 30, 2018, City Leoncio has 142 current projects nationwide worth over 9 billion pesos. City Leoncio has been in good standing since it became a DPWH accredited contractor in 1996. It has a AAA classification, which means it can undertake broad and complex construction projects. But in the wake of Andaya's allegations, the Public Works Department has reopened its books and begun investigating City Leoncio to find out if there's any anomaly in its projects. Caroline Bonquin, CNN Philippines.
What do you think about our top stories tonight? Send us a message at CNN Philippines. We're also live on Facebook. We'll read your comments at the end of the show. Here are today's global headlines. Danish investigators are still trying to figure out the chain of events that led to a deadly crash yesterday. 6 people were killed and 16 injured when a crowded commuter train hit a truck trailer that fell from a freight train. But it's still unclear whether the trailer's fall caused the crash. A survivor tells CNN the cargo train was shaking because of strong wind movements before the incident. He adds the commuter train's driver tried to pull the brakes but failed. The other locomotive only had the driver on board. He was safe. This is one of the deadliest rail crash in Danish history. Apple warning investors to expect lower sales from the holiday quarter. CEO Tim Cook wrote in a letter that the dip would be primarily because of lower than anticipated iPhone sales in China. The company now expects revenue for the 3 months ending in December to be about $84 billion. That's down from an earlier estimate of as high as $93 billion. Cook's letter also said that China's economy began to slow in the second half of 2018 and that its economic environment is impacted by rising trade tensions with the United States. And Chinese state media says the country has successfully landed a rover on the far side of the moon. No other details of the landing were immediately available. The announcement came shortly after state media outlets deleted posts online proclaiming the mission a success. This sparked widespread confusion as to whether the probe had in fact made touchdown. No explanation was given as to why the tweets were deleted. Such a landing would be a historic first for mankind and a boost for China as it tries to position itself as a leading space power. In comparison, the U.S. space agency NASA has faced years of budgetary constraints, but has still recently sent a robotic lander to Mars and photographed the most distant object ever explored. You're watching the newsroom on CNN Philippines. Will there be a hike on toll fees on the North Luzon Expressway soon? The answer after the break. You're back in the newsroom on CNN Philippines. A proposed scheme for the Metro Manila Skyway is drawing fire on social media. Our Baldo Mastermind tells us about the controversy and the reactions.
Netizens criticize on social media a plan to make the Bikutan and Sukat exits of the Metro Manila Skyway exclusive to vehicles with radio frequency identification or RFID tags. Signs were put up along the Skyway informing motorists that the two exits in Parañaque City will soon be exclusive to vehicles with RFID. Vehicles without RFID tags will have to pass through the at-grade or lower portion of the expressway. But if they insist on taking the Skyway, the next exit is Alabang. This means vehicles heading to Sukat will need to turn back 5 kilometers, while Bikutan-bound vehicles will need to travel nearly 9 kilometers to their destination. Toll Regulatory Board consultant Bert Swansing says the idea had been proposed to them by the Skyway management to ease congestion in the afternoon, when most cash-paying motorists would use the Skyway.
Yung mga sasakyan galing ng, let's say, Buendia or itong dito sa may Makati, dito sa may Amorsolo, pa southbound na tutuloy ng Alabang or farther, na haharangan kung minsan ng mga sasakyan na bababa ng Bikutan and Sukat. Karamihan doon sa mga bumababa ng Bikutan and Sukat, mga cash-paying yun.
Swansing says the signs were part of what they call a sensitivity analysis to gauge public sentiment on the matter. Motorists, meanwhile, have mixed reactions.
Hindi na. Dapat ganito na lang. Pwede na itong ganito.
No.
Bakit po?
Ay, very inconvenient sa amin yun. Walang RFID.
Pabor ako ro kasi yung mga nagbabayad ng RFID, kailangan nila mas faster lane eh.
The RFID system is a form of electronic toll collection in place since 2015. It replaced the e-pass. The TRB says it is expected to be integrated with a similar system used at the North Luzon Expressway by the end of 2019. Swansing says RFID users comprise around 35% of motorists on the South Luzon Expressway. CNN Philippines is trying to get a comment from the Skyway Operations and Management Corporation, or SOMCO, the SLEX operator. Paulo Barcelon, CNN Philippines.
The Toll Regulatory Board is also studying the possible inflationary impact of raising toll fees on the North Luzon Expressway. The operator of the NLEX, Metro Pacific Tollways Corporation, is proposing a 7 to 9% increase in toll rates. This means an additional 16 pesos for Class 1 vehicles using the NLEX from Balintawak to Quezon City to Santa Ines in Pampanga. The TRB says such a move might affect prices of key market goods such as vegetables from the north, as well as fares of some buses.
For example, right now, yung mga magugulay na nanggagaling ng Baguio na dumadaan ng SCTEX at NLEX papunta ng Balintawak. Yung if a truckload of vegetables dumaan yan sa SCTEX and NLEX, it will cost them 902 pesos right now. How much would it be pagka meron ng increase? So, yung mga ganon. So, anong reflection nun? Let's say, for every kilo of vegetable of any kind, magkano increase nun?
The MPTC says it last adjusted tolls in 2011 and its toll hike petitions since 2012 are still pending. Stories from the regions. Misamis Oriental is happy. Tons of hazardous waste materials sent to the province last year will be shipped back to Korea. That's South Korea. A resolution thanking the South Korean government for its quick response will be adopted by the provincial board. Only the second shipment, consisting of 1,400 tons of garbage, will be sent back next week. The first shipment, with 5,100 tons of waste materials, will be delayed by a month since it needs repacking. Provincial officials say local consignee Verde Soco Philippines Industrial will face charges over the shipment. Rescuers working to reach 3 treasure hunters trapped for more than 24 hours now in a tunnel that collapsed in Sibulan, Negros Oriental. A survivor told authorities they had been digging for gold and other artifacts inside an abandoned house for the past 6 months now. Neighbors said the hunters told them they were only digging a deep well. But rescuers were surprised to see a 15-foot wide excavation with a horizontal tunnel reaching 30 feet that traverse under a road. Mine authorities are now assessing the area. Still in Negros Oriental, police are investigating an arson attack at a quarry site in Ayungon town, allegedly by communist rebels. The suspects torched 12 heavy equipment 2 generator sets, and a crasher used in the quarry operation. The attack happened close to midnight Tuesday when 50 armed men barged into the site and disarmed 2 security guards. The quarry site is operated by Pilipinas Eco-Friendly Mining Corporation, a supplier of major cement factories in the country. The government's outstanding debt hits another record high. According to Treasury Bureau data, government debt reached nearly 7.19 trillion pesos by the end of November 2018. This is slightly lower than the October level, but nearly 12% higher year on year. The government has also contracted more local debt with a share of 65.4%, while external borrowing was 34.6%. The Treasury Bureau attributes the slight increase in national debt month on month to the issuance of government securities and the stronger peso in November. In sports, the San Miguel Beermen get some more star power ahead of their title defense in the PBA Philippine Cup. 6-time champion Jimmy Alapag joins the team's coaching staff. The Mighty Mouse will be an assistant coach to head mentor Leo Austria. He led Alab to a championship in the ASEAN Basketball League in his coaching debut last year. San Miguel Corporation Athletics Director Al Francis Chua tells CNN Philippines Ala Pilipinas will remain as Alapag's top priority. Meantime, one Beerman down for San Miguel, at least to start the upcoming season. Reports say veteran playmaker Alex Cabagnot will miss the team's first few games to recover from a nose operation he had in December. Cabagnot's surgery comes 2 years after he broke his nose in 2016. The 36-year-old has been a regular starter for San Miguel in recent years. Later on Sports Desk, Charles Chu catches up with Magnolia Hotshots and Gilas Pilipinas player Paul Lee ahead of the upcoming PBA season. Don't miss that interview at 10 p.m. More stories from the newsroom. A rumor surrounding the Miss Universe franchise finally put to rest. And Netflix wants people to stop doing a challenge inspired by one of its movies. Be right back. Thanks for staying with us here in the newsroom. The Binibining Pilipinas organization clears the air amid rumors it no longer holds the Miss Universe franchise. This comes as the Philippines is hosting a 47-year-old international pageant for the first time. Arpolin Versosa reports.
Binibining Pilipinas Charities Incorporated Chair Stella Marquez Araneta has finally put to rest rumors that the Miss Universe franchise is not with the BPCI anymore. She said that the franchise is still with them. She is responding to reports saying that the international organization offered the franchise to former Governor Chavit Singson after he and his daughter Rochelle flew 2018 Miss Universe Catriona Gray in their private plane back to the Philippines after winning the crown in Thailand.
Well, it's still with us. If some people are saying something else, let them talk about it, but I have not heard. I was with the people of Miss Universe in this trip.
Miss Universe Philippines remains as the major prize and top crown in the Binibining Pilipinas group. along with other crowns including Binibining Pilipinas International, Binibining Pilipinas Supranational, Binibining Pilipinas Globe, and Binibining Pilipinas Intercontinental. And on Thursday, the last queen to compete internationally among last year's batch of winners was given an exclusive send-off just days before she vies for the country's first crown in the Miss Intercontinental pageant. Filipina Bet Karen Gallman is raring to win in home soil as she shares that she's been training extensively for the last 10 months and is confident she has a good chance of taking home the crown.
Finally, I'm actually excited. I'm like, yes, finally I get to compete because I've been preparing for quite a while. So since winning Binibining around March, you know, we all been quietly preparing in the background. So yeah, I'm very confident, and that's a lot to say, no? I'm very confident, but because I've been preparing quite a lot. It's been challenging but rewarding at the same time, and I'm excited, and hopefully I do win Miss Intercontinental.
The 47th Miss Intercontinental pageant will take place at the Mall of Asia Arena on January 26. Pauline Verzosa, CNN Philippines.
If healthy eating is one of your New Year's resolutions, the Mediterranean diet may be the plan for you. It's heavy on vegetables and fruit and incorporates plenty of olive oil, whole grains, and lean meat. New rankings from media company U.S. News and World Report list the Mediterranean diet as the #1 plan because it is healthiest overall and easy to follow. The diet is associated with better heart health and lower rates of diabetes. Research also links the eating plan to longer lifespan. For its rankings, U.S. News and World Report evaluated 41 different diets on factors like weight loss and effectiveness against diseases. 2019 is upon us, and with the new year comes resolutions. How do you make those stick? Do you start small or go for something drastic? CNN Philippines sat down with experts to get some advice.
You can start with something small, which is for other people, they would say, would this have impact in my life? This small things. If you really think about it, like having learning to bake, learning to weave, or reading a book can actually help you have a better psychological well-being. So sometimes it starts with that and it builds up to something greater.
So in terms of yung sa financial, I'm sure maraming New Year's resolution, I want to save so I can travel, I want to get rich. How do you start with that?
It doesn't, first of all, it doesn't happen after January. It happens already before that. So for anyone who wants to reach a financial goal, it really has to be specific. I ask people a lot, what is your financial goal? They don't know how much money they want.
Pwedeng sabihin ko, gusto ko earn ng 1 million for this year, ganon? Pwede bang ganon?
They have to, because the human mind and the human brain works only if you program it.
Does there have to be a time frame na talagang dapat within 2019 go, or that's putting a lot of pressure on yourself?
Yeah, I think, well, as I was talking earlier and I said actually the January thing is actually a human construct that was set by a Roman emperor centuries ago. So actually you can really start anytime. I used to start Chinese New Year. I said I love being Asian because there's another new year to start with. But I also, if you look at the patterns in your life, you can also see that there are peaks and valleys, there are seasons to your year. And you can actually take advantage of when you're at your peak and when you need to step back or rest.
Catch the replays of On the Record tomorrow at 8 in the evening, on Saturday at 5:30 in the afternoon, and on Sunday at 10 a.m. and 6:30 p.m. It's something that should go without saying, but Netflix is saying it anyway. Don't walk around outdoors blindfolded. The streaming service tweeted to its users on Wednesday saying, please do not hurt yourselves with this Bird Box challenge. The Netflix film Bird Box stars Sandra Bullock. The characters in the movie have to wear blindfolds to avoid looking at mysterious creatures that invaded human society. The movie is fiction, but in the real world, some people have taken to social media, posting video of themselves walking around blindfolded outside. Netflix is discouraging people from engaging in this dangerous behavior. Earlier, we asked you to comment on our top stories. Several weighed in on a claim by House Majority Leader Rolando Andaya that the budget chief favors a certain construction company for flood control projects. Some netizens are slamming the lawmakers such as Eddie Costan and AJ Alvarez. They say that means no more kickback. Thank you for your comments, and that's the newsroom tonight. I'm Ruth Cabal. Good evening.